very last. We're almost to Revelation. 1 Peter 5, verse 8. Be self-controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, your accuser, your enemy, the devil, prowls around, get this, like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Resist him, standing firm in the faith, because you know that your brothers throughout the world are undergoing the same kind of suffering. And when you do, when you resist, when you stand, the God of all grace, who calls you to his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. To him be the power forever and ever. Amen. Okay, so here's what we're going to, I'm going to show you. There's too many to get to them all. But we're going to talk about the dens that our adversary wants to put us in. The first one is, he wants us in a den of distrust. A den of distrust. Genesis chapter 3, verses 1 through 4. Listen to this. You know this story. Listen to it in context of what we're talking about. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God really say, there it is, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? See, he insinuated a falsehood. Does that make you see that? Satan insinuated a falsehood in God and opened up the door of, can you really, 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 really trust God? And so he says, you must not eat of the tree. The woman goes, no, we may eat of the fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat from the tree that is in the middle of the garden. And then watch her add a sentence here. God doesn't say this sentence. Eve added this. And you must not touch it or you will die, but you will not surely die. Now, God did say that they would die. He said, if you eat from the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden, you will die. And she adds that you must not touch it. You won't surely die, the serpent said to the woman, for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. And then when the woman, and you know the rest of the story, we won't dig in all that. Did God really say? See, that question and its response literally changed the course of the history of the world. That one sentence right there, it changed everything. It was this suspicion of God and his goodness. The enemy wants you to be suspicious of God and his goodness. I'm a quote guy. Listen to these three quotes. Thomas Fuller, one of my favorite writers in the 1800s. I have this book called Nomologia by him. And it's like that old English stuff. And one sentence takes like 10 minutes to figure out. But he said this, at the gate which suspicion enters, love goes out. Wow. At the gate which suspicion enters, love goes out. David Court, who's an American writer, wrote, suspicion is a thing very few people can entertain without letting the hypothesis turn in their minds into fact. Let me read that again. Suspicion is a thing very few people can entertain without letting the hypothesis turn in their minds into fact. Finally, Peter Dunn wrote, he wrote, trust everybody, but cut the cards. See, it's like, oh yeah, God, we trust you, but we keep wanting to cut the cards. Because we're suspicious. Because we've been thrown into this den of mistrust. He's like, did God really say it? Oh, can God really do that? He gets us to question God's motives, to get us to a place where we don't trust him entirely, thinking that he's withholding something from us. The second one is this, the den of deception. He wants to throw us in a den of deception. Satan wants to deceive us, to trick us. One of my favorite stories, I heard it through a Tony Campolo book. In fact, the name of his book is called this, but he tells a story in here. And it's about there was this business owner, like let's say Eddie's Market, okay? So Eddie gets broken into and doesn't realize it until he gets there the next morning. And he sees the alarm didn't go off or whatever. He didn't realize that somebody had broken into his store. So he calls Andrew, you better get down here. So they start looking and they don't find anything missing. What? Somebody broke in but nothing's missing? Look, the plate glass window shattered. Somebody got in but they didn't take anything. Well, in this story, they thought everything was solved until customers started coming in. And they found a television for $5. And they found, what happened is somebody came in and switched the price tags on everything. See, the enemy has switched the price tags on us. He makes what is not valuable at all seem, I got it, and he takes what is so incredibly valuable and makes it seem worth nothing. The den of deception. He wants us to be thrown into the den of deception. I should have taken my finger out. Verse 13 of chapter 3, where we just were. The Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" And the woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." There's that deception. Romans chapter 7, verse 11. I told this to somebody the other day, and I know I've said it to you, but you need to spend day after day after day, if you're looking for something to read Romans 6, 7, and 8. Romans 6, 7, and 8, over and over and over and over and over. That has to be the crux of our life. Okay, Romans chapter 7, verse 11. For sin, seizing the opportunity afforded by the commandment, deceived me, and through the commandment put me to death. This whole thing he is so deceiving. 2 Samuel, you're going to want to turn to this one. 2 Samuel, back over in the Old Testament, 2 Samuel chapter 15. There's so much here, I can't possibly dig all of this out, but okay, this is a story about David's son Absalom. Okay? And Absalom was trying to take the kingdom from his dad. What's this? Chapter 15, verses 1 through 6. In the course of time, Absalom provided himself with a chariot and horses with 50 men to run ahead of him. He would get up early and stand by the side of the road leading to the city gate. Okay, here, stop for just a minute. The city gate is where the issues and matters were heard and taken care of. The city gate was like crucial. It was, all of that was discussed and taken care of at the city gate. Whenever anyone came with a complaint to be placed before the king for a decision, Absalom would say, "Hey, buddy, what's your name? What town are you from? You look nice today." I mean, see where he is? He's at this place where the decisions are made, and he's starting to buddy up to everybody. He's the enemy, our accuser, stands by to hear our matters that we want to take to the king. Need to see. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you from? What's wrong? Oh, you're right. Yeah, your claims are valid. You're entitled. It should be just as you say. Okay. Absalom would say, "Look, your claims are valid and proper, but there is no representative of the king to hear you." And Absalom would add, "If I were appointed the judge in the land, everyone who had a complaint or case could come to me, and I would see that he gets justice." Also, whenever anyone approached him to bow down before him, Absalom would reach out his hand and take hold of him and kiss him. Absalom behaved in this way toward all the Israelites who came to the king asking for justice, and so he stole the hearts of the men of Israel. I'm on your side. Leave it to me. I'll take care of this. I'll see that you get what you deserve. Kiss, kiss. Verse 5. And he will steal your chapter 4, we don't have to turn there. Satan tried that with Jesus. Remember that? Hey, just come up here. Hey, look, all this can be yours. Remember that? Read Matthew chapter 4 in that light, where the accuser is trying to be deceptive and steal our hearts toward the Father. Okay? So Satan, in Matthew chapter 4, Satan tries this with Jesus, and he offers him, basically here it is, he offers him a crossless kingdom. You really don't have to go through with that. You don't want to die on the cross. Okay. The third thing, the third den is the den of despair. The den of despair. 2 Corinthians, just jot these down. Stay with me, okay? These are going to get a little more practical, and I'm going to give more solutions than the issue. 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 8 through 10. We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers, about the hardships we suffer in the province of Asia. Listen to see if this sounds like you. We were under great pressure. Anybody in here? Anybody in here under? I am. Anybody in here under pressure? We were under great. I'm under pressure watching you go to sleep for that hour you missed. Okay. Some of your Bob and Brattle boys like. Okay. We were under great pressure, far beyond our ability to endure. Sounds like me again. So that we despaired even of life. Wow. They were under pressure to the point where they despaired even of life. Isaiah 61:3. This is one of my favorite books. The Spirit of the Lord is on me because the Lord has anointed me to preach the good news, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets to verse 3. And to provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. There is a spirit of despair that your accuser wants to throw you into. Oh, I'm despairing, everything's bad, that kind of thing. Matthew chapter 26, we're not going to turn there. Terry showed me this the other morning in one of her quiet times, which was just, this is phenomenal. In Matthew chapter 26, it's the story about the Garden of Gethsemane. And remember, Jesus goes, you stay right here. I'm going to go somewhere else. You stay here and pray for an hour while I'm gone. Remember what they did? Went to sleep. It's like it's crunch time. And if he ever needed his closest people to pray, it was here. He leaves them to pray, and he goes off for an hour, and he's looking like some of you. These guys are looking like some of you. They're falling off and falling into sleep. The disciples went to sleep, and when they should have stayed awake, and once they realized what they had done, it produced despair. Stay with me. This is what Terry showed me. The sense of having done something irreversible tends to make us despair. When we make a mistake, bless you, when we do something that we can't get back, we can't reverse, it leads to this desperation. And we say, well, it's over. It's ruined now. What's the use in trying anymore? And when we realize we have not taken advantage of this incredible opportunity, we are apt to sink into despair. But Jesus comes and lovingly says to us, sleep on now.